When we set off this morning, it was perhaps 4 degrees. I was cold, I wore my thickest t-shirt and a jumper, and I brought a woolly hat, thinking that I wouldn't need my cap. As it turns out, it's the sunniest day ever. I'm almost certainly going to burn my head, which is quite concerning because I did not bring sun cream, because as it turns out, this tiny little bag that I bought last time is not great at carrying lots of things, because that's the point of it. So I now find myself without proper protection from the sunlight. I don't know what a lion bus is, but I'm too scared to find out. Look at this fascinating manhole cover, covered in animals. Yes! I'm not making the decisions where we go today, and unfortunately we have come to the insectarium. My favourite place. When they're on the other side of the glass, it's okay, but it's if they're ever not on the other side of the glass, that's when I will poo myself. What a fascinating insect this is. Of course, it looks a lot like a fish. Imagine a world where this thing's flying around. I've had one of these in my house before. Gross. So if you come to Japan, this is the one you need to look out for. It's got a red head. And this is the one that can kill you. It's an army of communists feeding the nation. I can't see the Stalin ant, but I suppose I wouldn't be able to because he's probably back at base. Bring out your dead. I didn't know that E.T. was an insect. I understand now why people used to collect insects in Japan. That's cool as hell. When they don't fly, they can be quite pretty, actually. They've got like a shine to their blue wings. It's weird that they're putting sticks on display. Whoa, look at the size of the cicadas. Okay, last video I mentioned Suzumebachi. And just for reference in terms of how big it is, well, it's right here. And this is my hand. That's the size of this hornet that we're talking about. It's humongous. This is that animal that's been the same for a million years. Ooh. Ooh, delicious. Isn't it strange how we can look at something like this and go, yummy, and then we look at something like this and we go, ugh. Or something like this and we go, ugh. Are the insects having a picnic? Are we having a picnic on insects? At some point we have to accept that some of these things are just big cats. That one's definitely just a big cat.
Here we see a lioness. Done with the male. He's upset her, as he always does. But in this container, she has little choice but to be with the only male.
Do flamingo. I didn't realise they had a display for my sister. Oh, I was too late. I caught the bum. It's a bloody marsupial. This is what the Pokemon Drowsy was based on. Oh my goodness, he's about to go for a swim. Never mind. Hello, Hedwig. This caterpillar is huge. Huge. I think that must have been one of those animals that they make up and pretend is real to try and get more people into the zoo, like a mermaid or a dragon. I'm no scientist, but something tells me these aren't wild horses. I somehow ended up choosing the route that is both a road and the longest road known to man, apparently, to try and find my way around this zoo, because I'm a plonker. But hey, at least there's birds. After this, we went for some okonomiyaki, a food that I haven't yet tried in Japan. Oh.
この後ソースかけて美味しそう。
It's like brown sauce. Japan has maintained its effort to destroy the planet because we still have plastic straws. Thank you.
いただきます。食べてから。あ、もうほら絶対でも熱い熱いよ。熱いよ。Be hot, careful.
You should be careful, it's going to be very hot. Expert advice.
前のたこ焼きみたいな。
Flashbacks, flashbacks. Delicious. Melon soda is green. It's very thick as well.
Is it?
There's a lot of syrup in that one.
Maybe with staring?
All right. I see. I have a mini spatula. And we scrape our own little bit out. You chop it out or?
Chop it, break it. Maybe small bit. Wait a minute because it will be burning.
Come here. I've made mush. That's what I've made. Oh. That's very... It's got a nice char. I'm running late, I'm running late, I'm running late, I'm running late, I'm running late. I'm running late! We have discovered somebody's sole of their shoe. Today I have been commandeered by the English Club, which is largely made up of local residents of my village who want to practice and speak English. They invited us to go on a hike to deepen our bonds. So I'm looking forward to climbing this mountain at a reasonable pace. The appearance of a mysterious rock. This morning I was in a bit of a rush because I was quite tired, and I forgot all of my food for the journey. And more importantly, perhaps, I forgot my inhaler, which this would be a bad place to have an asthma attack. But I think we'll be fine. Whee! If there is a bear, I've been told that it's my job to fight the bear because I'm young and strong. Little do they know. My village is not great for its autumn colours, so coming slightly out of town, there's a little bit more orange here. It's well and truly a different sort of hiking experience here than it is in the UK. So rare is it that you can hike through a forest next to a river that has a series of waterfalls with the fear of bears. Looks like there was some human activity here at some point. It's a long time ago now. Yes. Yes. There's my village. Between the red leaves and in the valley. Yo-ho-ho-ho. Yo-ho-ho-ho. Destination danger. We shan't be going that way. I've got a thorn in my shoe. I don't know who was driving up this mountain, but this really adds to the apocalyptic vibes. The other day we were having a discussion and the topic of favourite biscuits came up. My favourite biscuit is a Garibaldi biscuit. Whenever my mother would buy them in the house, they would mysteriously disappear within the space of, 15 minutes. That's because I ate them. It wasn't much of a mystery, it was always the same thing. And I was lamenting the fact that you can't buy Garibaldi biscuits in Japan, from what I could see. However, a friend of mine recommended all raisin. They're not certain that these are what I was looking for, but I have them here. Just like everything in Japan, they're individually wrapped. So let's have a look. It's looking pretty promising. That looks like a Garibaldi biscuit to me. They might actually use slightly different. Maybe Garibaldi's use sultanas or something. The raisins taste slightly different, but other than that, it's bang on what I was looking for. Thank you very much. Every year, my village has a harvest festival of sorts, or like an agricultural fair, where you can go and buy produce made by local people, which is quite a lot of them actually. It's unsurprising given that land here is so cheap because nobody wants it, because it's in the middle of nowhere. However, that's where I'm heading now. It's actually quite a short walk. They're hosting it in the old grounds of the junior high school, which is now a fairly abandoned building. But the grounds still get used for various events. Only the other week they used it for some sort of firefighter parade. So I'm heading there now to see what there is. Apparently there's some free food and also local goods. It's busy. It's good to see. What do we got? Milk, cabbage. I don't know, sweets, jam. Oh, jam. Marmalade. Many fruits and vegetables. This is the scene we're dealing with. It's almost like a giant car boot sale, but with fresh goods and mountains in the background. And then there's something in this building, apparently, in Japanese fashion. Shoes off. I'm just going to walk around in my socks. The slippers absolutely do not fit. My God, look at the size of this daikon. Also, the first time I've been in this building. This must be the old gym. It's massive. I know the professional cameraman's getting in the way. Take a new shot. It looks tiring.
It does.
Now that is the agricultural fair done, and I'm feeling in a bit of an autumnal mood. So I'm thinking that I might go to the local temple, which is at the top of our mountain, and see if I can catch a glimpse of the red leaves. That's what I'm really looking for. The yellow leaves, I get it. We get those in the UK, but there's a particular strand of tree here in Japan that turns red in the autumn. Very deep, beautiful red. I saw some the other week when I went to the Daruma Temple, and I'm hoping to see some as well today from the top of the mountain. So I will let you know when I get there. Okay, so I've stopped at the first of two parking areas for Kurotaki Fudoji Temple, which I've decided to do this for a couple of reasons. One, as you can see behind me, some of the leaves are nearly the color that I'm looking for, and honestly in the light they're pretty glorious. The second reason is I'm a bit concerned about the car. Obviously it's only about 660 cc's, and sure, my legs aren't as powerful as that, but they're not going to break down on me. And quite frankly, I think breaking down in the mountains is probably a bad idea. Now, this is a temple, which means it's Buddhist, and this is one of the first temples I think I visited in Japan, and I was brought up here in a little K-car for that as well. And I gotta say, it's a winding, narrow road. I don't recommend it to people who are not comfortable driving, because it is quite difficult. There are cars coming the other way sometimes. There are crossing points. And in the UK, we have things that are similar to that. But normally there's hedges next to you. Here, there is the cliff. So, you know, you don't really want to be making a mistake. Big rock. I might have hit the bell a bit too hard there, that wasn't my intent. Anyway, I gotta wash my hands now, I think. There is water. Oh no. I didn't bring something to dry my hands. Nor did I figure out a way to swap hands in the middle of that. So that's very effective, Luke, very effective. That's exactly the sort of tree I was looking for. They are absolutely beautiful. I always say green is my favourite colour, but I do wonder. This is the place to be. That's what autumn's really about. Now, they say that Japan has 4 seasons, but to what extent that's true, I'm not entirely certain. See, the thing is that so far, autumn has been a bit hit or miss in terms of whether it's autumn. Some days it feels like summer, some days it feels like winter, and very rarely does it feel like autumn. But today's a very special day because I can feel and hear the crunch of leaves beneath my feet, and I can see the red of nature, which is it's outstanding. And to match the season, I've developed a cold sore on the side of my mouth, which is just magnificent. I've been infected with herpes, mouth herpes.